Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Unplugged Nation. And today we have everything you guys didn't ask for. We are diving down the world of cryptids. Welcome to the underside of the world, everyone. Welcome to the other side of sleep, where insomnia starts and rabbit holes begin. Today I am joined by my brother, my friend, my kin, Ambler from the Av Files. Let me bring him up. Let me bring him up from the basement. Here we go. Welcome, good sir. Welcome.
What is up, man? How's it
Man,
going?
it's going well, man. Good. Thank you for asking. You guys might know his voice from one of the very first podcasts that we did about fatherhood.
Yep,
So
back again.
yes, everyone knows this is one of the men that just helped raise me, man. This was man, our past is very long. We have a
What a
very
tangle what a tangled web we weave.
tangled web for sure, for sure. This one, yeah, if anything, this one is for the dudes out there. I think the later we stay up, the more midnight oil we burn. Chances are we will fall down what we are going to be talking about's rabbit hole. But before all that, you have a podcast on the Spotify as well.
Correct.
Yes, it is called the Av Files. Tell
It
us
is called the
what it is.
Av Files. So basically what we are talking about is cryptids, murder, serial killers, unexplained, UFOs, and everything that people are looking for late at night.
Yeah,
When they stay up and they're on YouTube or they are listening to podcasts, this is what we're all about.
yeah. And for those of you listening and watching, I have done a couple. I've co-hosted a couple.
Yes.
Guested on, appeared on, co-appeared
You
on.
appeared on.
Yes,
Yeah.
there you go.
Featuring.
Featuring. Yes. So today, how did we end up on this? I think this was just one of our late night talks. We talk all the time during the midnight hours, and we're like cryptids. Uh, let's play this game with our followers, with our listeners. I asked you top 5 cryptids. What are yours? Like how? Like here we go. How we're gonna make this a game? Let's see, because there's so many. There's so many. And before we play this game, um, we're gonna set some
We have to have
boundaries.
rules.
Let's set some rules up. No aquatic cryptids allowed, because those are, they never stop coming. There's so
There's
many.
no water type.
There's no there's no water type. We're talking about earth type, fire type, maybe possibly an air type. All right.
There might be an electric in there somewhere.
There might be an electric in there somewhere. But no Nessie, no Great Lake water pike or whatever it is. Like no, none of that.
Right.
No creek monster, nothing like that. All right. Because they just, diving down the list of cryptids, it's unending. Everywhere, any place that there's water or a lake or a body of water, there's cryptids. Which is funny, because that goes to show you how terrified humans are of water in general, because we can't see through it. It's like something's in it. Has to be a monster.
Well, yeah, because if like some seaweed or a log you see in the distance, they're like, "Holy shit, that's some creature that's out there that's going to destroy the boat."
Has to be a relative of the dinosaurs. And a lot of it, I feel like there are a lot of fishing stories. Like, wait, why is your boat all messed up? Oh, it wasn't because I got drunk and hit a log. That doesn't happen. It was a water monster. Cryptid. So, in the
So
vein
we're going to
of,
stay away from the water.
yeah, stay away from the water, and then you're fine.
All land.
Yes, all just land. And I mean, even then you're not even safe, because we
Right.
have a
Yeah.
pretty formidable list. At least I think I picked out a formidable list. And we're going to run you through at least my list. I want to run you through like a brief synopsis of what they are and why they are, but not where they are. that is for up to you guys to find on your own. No help here. I'm kidding. That's terrifying. Yes, they're out there, but
They're out there somewhere,
all
definitely
right.
watching you.
Well, let's play this game, Ambler, if you will. Cue the music. All right.
All right.
I was like, pause
Get a
for
little bit.
effect. I went a little over. It's all right though. We're good. So
I was getting into it.
I know, no, me too. I'm like, I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this. So let's go.
This is going to be our starting five.
Starting five.
Okay.
Let's start with yours. You are the guest. You go first. Let's hear what, why, and where are they?
All right. So first, now are we going back and forth? Or you just want my list straight out?
No, we're going to do your list because I feel like we're pretty similar when it comes to who we would choose. So I'm pretty sure there would be some.
It's almost going to be.
There's going to be some sharing of players on this list.
All right. All right. So I actually broke it down into positions.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Makes sense. I took it serious. This is my starting five lineup.
Okay.
For cryptids, okay?
And you took what sport to make a positions?
This would be basketball.
Basketball. Okay.
Because we got our starting five. This would be my starting lineup. And I have the sixth man on the bench.
Okay. All right.
So I have actually at center from the great state of Washington, who also lives in Oregon, Northern California, and British Columbia. And this cryptid stands at a whopping 15 feet tall.
What?
His weight, he's up to 50. He's between 6 and 15 feet tall.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. They actually took measurements of this thing somehow.
Okay. Yeah.
And his weight is unknown.
8. Okay? More than 8 pounds. 28 stone.
We're going to go with about 350.
Yeah, there you go. Let's go 350. All right.
So I have the Bigfoot.
Yes.
Or Sasquatch.
Sasquatch. Correct.
Yeah. So he's my big man in the middle.
Okay.
I mean, for a big guy, he's pretty quick. He's very elusive.
Very sneaky.
And you know when he's around though, because he smells
all accounts
really bad.
Right. All accounts. All accounts.
Right.
But I'm thinking like if this is broken down as a basketball team, foot size probably mirrors hand size, which means grip on ball. You know, at least
he can.
He throws
definitely palm it.
He throws boulders at people.
Yeah. He's not like throwing little rocks at you. No. This guy is picking up big rocks.
Powerhouse. Yeah,
and he's loud.
Yeah, maybe not the fastest on the list out here, but definitely a presence to be reckoned with, especially for fighting a blurry cryptid.
Right, but remember, your center is not the fastest guy on the team.
Never. No.
So that one's okay, but he's still pretty elusive.
Yeah, 15 feet tall though. That's
that's
wild.
Apparently he's from he stands from 6 to 15 feet.
That's that's a wild difference. That's a
he's
huge
like
difference.
From this all, you know.
Like he's from like normal human to giant.
Giant man.
Cool. All right.
All right.
Who's your second?
So I went with my power forward from the Great Plains region of the United States and the East Coast forests of Canada. He's known from the Algonquin tribes, standing between 7 and 9 feet tall. He's weighing in at a good old solid 160. The Wendigo.
All right. Well, that's actually
I like him.
That's actually not that heavy, dude.
It's not. It's probably about the size of a.
Well, 160. I would say normal. 160 for 9 feet tall.
Well, he'd be pretty skinny. All that running around he does. He's got to be in pretty good shape.
Yeah. I mean, so what is the Wendigo?
He possesses humans and makes them. He actually can make them commit murder and cannibalize other humans under his influence.
All right.
So he's a little scary. Like that's
terrifying.
That's scary.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
And he can shapeshift.
He's a shapeshifter.
Yeah, that's shifty.
He's a little shapeshifter. Yeah,
100%.
So that is scary.
That's a solid number 2, man. That's a solid number 2.
That's my power forward.
I'm gonna rank these guys on, not these guys or girls, or I don't know what they are, but these cryptids on a level between how scared would I be if I saw them taking out the trash? Not them taking out the trash. That's my job. But if
I'd be pretty scared if I saw a Wendigo taking out the trash.
Yeah. Like, wait, you live around here? Like, no. But if I was taking out the trash and I saw one of these, how terrified would I be? And I think Sasquatch, that's just a regular run-of-the-mill Monday cryptid. I would be like, oh, shit, Sasquatch. I give that a good solid 4 on the terror meter. I mean, I'm still booking it. Remember, terror meter, okay? Not like, oh, hey, there's just a Bigfoot. Let me go finish my sandwich. No, I'm still running. But Wendigo, that I will purposely pick up speed. I will put as much distance between me and a Wendigo as possible, as quick as possible. So that's your number 2.
Well, knowing his powers,
yeah,
knowing his powers, there's no way that I'm going to stick around.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure
if I know this thing can possess me, there's no way I'm going to stick around and say, "Hey, how's it going?"
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure none of these cryptids act like Pokemon. They're not going to like Wendigo, Wendigo, Wendigo. Like, you're going to have to figure it out. There's no.
I choose you.
I choose you. Terrifying beast from the netherworld. All right. Well, that's a pretty formidable number 2. Who's your number 3?
All right. So at number 3, I got my small forward, and this one lives in Central and South America, but has been spotted in some places in the U.S., like Florida. I'm not surprised.
Of course.
He's only standing at about 4.5 to 5.5 feet tall.
Okay.
His weight is also unknown, which I'm thinking he's probably 100 pounds or so. The Chupacabra.
Oh, Chupacabra. How much did you say you weighed? Possibly.
Possibly. I'm thinking. Well, he's on all. Well, no, he's about I'm thinking about 140.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah, I mean, 140 is a pretty formidable, like, size of a beast.
Yeah, you know? I mean, you're 5 foot, 4 foot. You're weighing like between 100 and 140. I think is pretty decent.
Yeah.
Again, these things are always running around. They're not in like one spot.
No.
You know.
And what is the Chupacabra for everyone across the pond that doesn't have the Mexican American
we're gonna have to send some of these cryptids over there.
100%.
So he is hard to spot, but he has glowing red eyes and mainly comes out at night, and he mainly goes after goats and other livestock.
Okay.
So he typically leaves people alone, but he's been known to, I guess, chase them, scare the shit out of people.
Well, yeah. Hell yeah. All right. Which, I mean, Chupacabra, like, guys, for all intents and purposes, I started that Netflix movie called Chupa. All right. Which absolutely, excuse the pun, sucks. It's the name of the movie. Suck. All right. So it sucks. So yeah, don't see that.
Right.
But it's about the cryptid.
His name.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay, so the movie paints the Chupacabra as like a feathered mountain lion, a blue feathered mountain lion.
Really?
Yeah, which is an interesting take. Or like a feathered bobcat type. I've never seen that adaptation for a Chupacabra ever. It's always been like mange coyote. Like that's what I think of. Chupacabra. I'm like, okay, that's
just a dirty coyote.
Just a dirty, nasty, beaten, wily coyote. Like, just, yeah. Can't chew his food, so he has to suck the blood. So
he has to suck it. Yeah, he just kind of like threw in the towel. I was like, I'm done being a coyote.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ride my days out.
He's got mange.
That's what I think. Like when I see it's like a weird thing with no hair, I'm like Chupacabra. Even though it's like little chihuahuas, I'm like Chupacabra blood.
It's a Chupacabra.
That's a fucking Chupacabra.
Those are Chupacabra babies.
All right. So that's your number. What was that? Number 3, right? So what else?
Number 3, yeah.
What else you got? Cryptid team.
At point, okay, this might be a little It's a little different here. And this guy lives in the Gobi Desert.
What?
And his length now, not height, his length is 2 to 7 feet long. His weight is also unknown, but I'm going to say I have no idea how much this thing would weigh. Is the Mongolian death worm.
Hell yeah. What is that?
Right. So, I mean, it honestly is pretty self-explanatory. It's a death worm.
Yeah.
Which basically it can, if you touch it, you're going to die. It spits acid and also has, I guess it can shoot like electricity out of its body. It can almost like an electric eel.
That lives in the desert?
Yeah.
So it's like the thing from straight up from Tremors.
It's like Tremors. Yeah. It's like the baby Tremors.
That's crazy. So all you need, everyone listening, is just a Kevin Bacon. You need one Kevin Bacon and you got this. But that's terrifying. It's like a part Dilophosaurus, part freaking tremor worm thing. It can spit acid.
Yeah, it spits acid, man. It's like that dinosaur from Jurassic Park.
Yeah, that thing with that got Ned Nedry.
Yeah,
in the face.
Right in the face.
Yeah.
In the face.
In the face. No, that's actually very terrifying. When was the last? I mean, yeah, I guess you can't really. I guess you can't really put a weight on that thing. It could be the size of a freaking anaconda. Like,
yeah, I don't know how much that weighs. So,
well, then that would be a snake.
I just went with
it.
I mean, yeah, I guess it would be more or less.
Yeah, because a worm.
But I guess it's a worm. But I guess you ever seen like a close up of a worm's mouth? It's got like these little teeth or whatever.
Yeah, that's terrifying. Too.
Yeah, same thing. So I guess if it's bigger, it could probably eat you.
Oh my God, no!
Sounds
It'd be like the Sarlacc
that cryptid
from Star Wars.
Right. Right. Yeah. That's what it is.
Stay away from the dunes and the Gobi Desert.
I'm not going to Tatooine anytime soon.
Well, yeah, don't go to Tatooine anytime soon. What else, man? What else you got? Who you got next? Because that's a pretty terrifying one. I mean,
right. I mean, it's a worm. It could probably wrap around you, electrocute you, spit acid in your face, eat you. I mean, he's got to be pretty quick. I'm assuming he'd be pretty quick.
I would think so.
Anyway,
I would think so. Oh, all right. So who you got up? Who do you got up next in the lineup, my friend?
So for my fifth man, for my shooting guard.
Okay.
Now this one is kind of close to home. This guy comes from Mason County, West Virginia, standing at 6 feet tall. And I'm going to say he's probably a good 200 pounds plus.
Okay.
The Mothman.
All right.
Yes. He's pretty cool.
What
he's a winged bipedal creature.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a winged bipedal creature. And usually when you see him, something bad is or will happen. He usually is a deliverer of bad news.
He's like an omen?
Yeah, I would actually say yes, because people have said that when they've seen him, that something bad follows. But some bad stuff happens.
But he doesn't ever do the bad things. He's more of like the bad luck bringer.
Yeah, that's so far what I've gotten out of it. He kind of like is the bearer of bad news.
That's terrible.
Okay. He doesn't he does scare people. He has been known to chase people down. There was a report where people saw him and they were in their car and they're driving and he was flying after them, behind them, next to them or something like that.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And now it's just this thing 6 feet tall with wings. You know what I mean?
No. Well, I mean, if you think about that, just this, like the physics of it, how big do the wings have to be in order for a 6 foot person to fly? Like, think about this, because I'm about to bring this up. No spoilers. A condor, or albatross, that's not 6 feet tall, and those wingspans are the biggest. So think of that. the wings that this thing must possess would be awe-inspiring or terrifying, or at least like that's insane.
So I would say this. I don't know why they call him a Mothman. He has glowing red eyes as well, but I don't understand why they call him a Mothman. To me, he's literally like a Batman.
Yeah.
He's got the wingspan and he flies around and he's got these big wings. And I would say that his wingspan has to be like 8 feet wide.
Yeah, have to be. Unless you carry around one of those little like blue light like mosquito killers, like lanterns everywhere you go. Like aha. No, but that's terrifying. I'm not too familiar with Mothman. I know the Mothman is around us in our awesome state of Maryland. I know there's a lot of sightings in West Virginia. That's what I pulled up in my little bit of quick cryptid I mean, I'm telling you what, the information is out there for everybody. Oh my God, what a glorious rabbit hole to fall down late at night. Talk about,
I'm telling you, so
just waste of
no,
time.
No spoilers, because that one, that's one that we'll be talking about in coming episodes.
Yes.
But yeah, the first time that they saw him was that famous bridge collapse in Virginia.
That's crazy.
That many people saw, and then the bridge collapsed, and it's this whole thing just took off, and it's crazy. And there's more sightings and that's movies that he was in.
It's wild. There's so many like coal mines and stuff in West Virginia. You would think that bridge collapse like unleashed them. Let's just go on the crazy. Let's go on the backstory of why Mothman. All right. Well, Mothman is a pretty solid inclusion into your roster. Who else is there?
Yeah. So that was my top 5, and then now my 6th man off the bench. Okay, is from Ballard, Utah.
Okay,
standing at a whole 8 feet tall, weighing in at about 470 pounds.
What?
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So this guy is the Skinwalker. Love the Skinwalker, man.
Skinwalker?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he comes with superhuman strength, and has shape shifting abilities.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So he's like your relief hitter if the Wendigo goes down.
Right. I mean, he's a 6 man. Wendigo gets tired, he's going to go in there for him. My Chupacabras needs a breather. Got him in there, man.
That's not bad.
He can do it.
How do they get that weight down?
Who knows, man? Maybe they caught one, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I love these. The weights. It's like, how do you know this? How do you know this? Well, I love that though. Well, man, let's just do a little what is it called? Congratulatory sound effect real quick. All right, here we go. That is for your team. Here we go. Let's just do it. Here we go. Nope, I'm not going to do it because it don't work. Because we're all about technical difficulties here. All right. Well, man, I give your team a 6 out of 6, my friend. I'm not too afraid of the worm. And now that I know that the Mothman is just an omen bringer, it is what it is. Like, that's terrifying to see, for sure.
It's terrifying to see.
Yeah,
it's terrifying to see.
I think
because imagine this, right? Imagine you're sitting at a traffic light, and you look over to your left, and then there's this big winged thing sitting on top of a building or in a tree, because you're in Virginia and it's like this little town, and you see this thing sitting there with glowing red eyes, and it's like, what's bad gonna happen? What's coming next? Like, something bad is coming.
It just, but it's just a very vague omen. It's like, get out of here! I don't have time for this. If I see him, I'd be more upset. Like I don't have time to guess everything. Like, give me something else. Like, I need answers. We live in the age of right now. I need to know now what's going to happen.
Don't tell me later. Don't keep me
don't
waiting.
tell me later. Like I'd be so annoyed. I'd be like, oh come on, bro, like get out of here. Anyway, but the worm one, okay, I could. That's terrifying. If I was in the Gobi Desert, I will just plan my life around the Gobi, and I think
Right. Don't go to the Gobi
don't go to the
Desert.
Gobi Desert. Don't hang around. Don't hang around water, and I'm good. I'm solid. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. That's why. No way.
but everything else, man, that's terrifying. Terrifying. All right. So here we go. Here's my top five. Here we're running down my list. Top five cryptids on my team, on my squad. I do not have them broken down as basketball positions. I want to lean on you to see what position they would fill.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So even though your center, and I want to kind of share center, but mine is a little bit different. All right. This man hails from the hills and the mountains of the Himalayas. This thing stands between 8 foot and maybe who knows. Um, he is in fact, or she, it is in fact the Yeti. Okay, I picked it because no one really knows how it smells. I'm assuming bad. It has a lot of hair. But it is used to frigid temperatures, which gives me an advantage in colder climates if there was a game going. All right, that's if there was snowball fight. This man is the one. Don't get him in.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, don't get him in humid or hot terrain or jungle terrain. He will stick out. He is usually covered in white fur, and I'm thinking like a polar bear because no one's been able to thermal image him if it exists. Because polar bears also have that thermal hiding thing with their fur. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's an interesting trait that could be associated with him. I mean, he could be a master wizard as well. No one really knows. Um, okay, that is. What position do you think he would play? I'm pretty sure he would be interchangeable with your Bigfoot.
Well, you got the Yeti, so I mean he's basically like a
Okay,
center as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
I mean he's a big guy,
yeah.
not fast.
No,
He can't shoot from the outside,
nope,
you know.
nope.
So he's going to be under the basket, holding it down.
Yep. All right. My next beast that is up to bat. I will call him the beast. This is the beast of Givaudan. All right.
Hadouken.
This is Hadouken. This is the name giving to a man eating wolf humanoid. That that. All right. I have a little brief overview of this thing. All right. Uh, it has formidable teeth, and immense tails. So multiple tails. All right. And it kills, and it emits an unbearable odor as well. All right. It is has a reddish colored fur. And they tear throats out. So
Ooh.
yeah, the last time it was spotted for me on my little bit of research was 1767. So they were all up on that opium out there. So we'll see if
Right.
that holds validity. But still, all right, it is out there. It's a French thing.
Oh, so
The
he's over there. Okay.
in the Margeride Mountains in south central France. Okay. So that is, I would say that is like I would put him as a point, maybe a point guard.
You want him running the point?
Yeah, if it's a man eating wolf, uh, humanoid, then I'm assuming he's fast, agile. I don't know what his 40 is, so I'm assuming it is wolf-like instead of human-like. So that would give
Now,
me that.
I hear you. Yeah, I agree. So now I would have to say anybody that is listening to this podcast from across the pond, if they know or ever heard of this creature.
Yes.
You know,
Let us
I
know.
would. Yeah,
Send the pictures or
definitely.
it didn't exist.
Yeah, I want to see pictures of people. Their hand around them, sitting in a pub somewhere.
That's my good friend
You
Yeti.
know.
This is Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, next up to bat on my squad, and to be honest, guys, for all of you listening, it is not the most terrifying name. They need to workshop this one's name a little bit. It doesn't really strike terror, not in my heart, but it is the Nandy Bear. Okay, the Nandy Bear is it's so they think it might be a Atlas bear. Might be. That is the closest speculation. Okay.
So does the Nandy bear evolve into the Atlas bear?
Depends how much experience points it has.
Oh, okay.
Oh
So
no,
we're not sure yet.
my Nandy Bear's evolving. No,
Yeah.
no. It might be a living specimen of the Atlas bear, but that's probably unlikely because it was a big deal in the Ice Age, around the Ice Age, and it lives in Kenya, so it missed the boat. That's yeah.
Literally.
It is the most un-Ice Age thing ever is to dwell in Kenya. So, um, I just doubt it. I doubt it is part of the Ice Age or an Atlas bear. But if it is, that's crazy. Crazy. It is known as the brain eater because it only eats the brains of its victims. So it
Ooh.
is. Oh my god. So my little snippet that I found, it said when when women are sent to get firewood for their village, they're found later, just minus the tops of their heads. So
Mm.
pretty terrifying. Um,
So he's actually
that's just very terrifying
a
in and of itself.
very well. He's very uses a knife with precision.
Yeah,
He's like an operator.
yeah. He probably eats it with Chianti and fava beans. So, but yeah, no, that's one that caught my attention. And what I'm noticing is I have a lot of these cryptids across the pond. I just noticed that yours are more
Oh, really? Oh, man.
from our little
So
area.
yeah. So I mean,
Yeah,
please, people from across the pond, let us know if you've heard of these things or if you've even spotted them.
yeah,
Please, I want to know.
yeah,
I need more information of these things because these sound very interesting. Because some of these I haven't even heard of.
yes. And but my last one, actually no, this is my third one, I think. Hold on, one, two,
Yeah, that's your
three.
third.
All
Your
right,
Nandy Bear was three.
my fourth one coming in is none other than the Thunderbird.
Oh
All
yeah.
right, that is just a badass cryptid name. All right, it's a cool cryptid name. I looked it up as a cryptid. It's just basically this massive condor like bird. Okay. Do I think this existed at one point? Probably. Probably. I mean, not under the alias as Thunderbird. It it is. What does it say? It is probably associated with. I saw it once. I pulled it up once. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, I don't know it, but I saw the actual scientific name that they think it might be related to. It's definitely like a prehistoric bird when everything was massive. Everything was bigger at one point in time, like back
Like
when,
a
yeah,
pterodactyl.
like a pterodactyl. But this is like bird with feathers. So
Okay.
now this is something that I think would just terrify me on the sheer magnitude of it. All right. It is something that I don't even know. I don't even know wingspan. It has no wingspan. It has no calculation of how big it could have been. But I'm assuming it's as big as a pterodactyl could have been, with the way these accounts
So
have like
let's go with a good even number. Let's say 10.
yeah, 10's good. 10's good. I would say the
Uh,
size of a Cessna. Like,
oh my gosh.
I would
Yeah.
say around that size to be a truly. Because, I mean, if you think about like eyewitness accounts, it all depends how close something is, how far something is, what is there to base the size of this thing on. You know, it could have been far away and they're like, oh my God, that's a huge bird. Or, you know, there's nothing to reference. There's no scale to line it up with. Just what you know.
Right. And when was the last actual eyewitness account?
1740,
You know?
1742. I don't know.
Yeah. So who's gonna know?
It attacked the Nina and the Pinta. Like
Right. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but it was it's seen a lot. It's in Native American lore. It's like a staple. So it probably was or used to be a thing. But yeah, so it could have been extinct, could have just flown away.
Now, does it tell you where or where it was from? Like what region of the United States it was from? Like what tribes saw him or saw this creature?
It Oh, it does.
Or
All
does
right,
it? It does.
so it's the wingspan's over 15 feet wide, by the way.
Oh man. Okay. There we go.
That's
So that was a big bird.
that's a big bird. 100%. Not Sesame Street big. It's bigger than that.
He wasn't yellow and telling you alphabets and
No.
numbers and
No,
stuff.
this
like
thing was eaten to stay alive. But let's see. It just says all throughout North America. Last sighting was in Texas. Texas
Ooh.
was the last. In my description that I pulled from my little research, it says Texas. That's it.
That sounds about right. That
sounds
was the last
about right.
time they
Everything
saw
is
it. Yeah,
bigger in Texas.
Well, that's probably they saw it and they're like, that doesn't belong here, and they shot it down.
Yeah, everyone owns a anti-aircraft gun because that 15 feet. That's not no little pew pew. That's
No,
that's a big thing that they're taking.
We got buzzards around here when they sit and on top of light posts and spread their wings, and I'm like, that's a big bird. 15 feet, man. That's
dude. So the park that Alexander and I hike on or hike in, there's this like American eagle, and it's so huge. It's huge, freaking huge. It's like a rescue. They couldn't survive out there in the wild, so they have it in like this big, like penned off area. Man,
yeah, I know what park you're talking about.
It's huge. I'm like, this freedom chicken is massive. I couldn't imagine it coming at you from above, thinking that your lunch. That's at least 20 pounds.
And it's got like its feet have like razor blades on it,
Yeah,
on the end.
Pretty much.
I mean, it just grabs you. It's going to cut you up.
Yep. So bringing it back. My last player on my squad is the Wendigo. Just because it's just this cool, terrifying, ridiculous cryptid. Not ridiculous, but it's just like, holy crap, it's too much. It's thought to eat human flesh and stalk people in the forest as well. And it also disguises itself as its favorite thing to disguise itself as is a deer, most common animal. Like it has like horns and stuff. I'm like, that makes sense. If you want to get around as a cryptid and you can shapeshift into something that's the most common.
Well, not just that. This thing can infiltrate the
mind.
Walk into right. I mean, just if people look at it and like, that's just a deer, so it infiltrates, and then next thing you know, it's attacking you from behind.
Yeah,
you thought it was a deer.
Yeah, that's the most terrifying kind of cryptid, in my opinion. But my honorable mention, my sixth person, the guy on the bench, right, is the Chupacabra. All right, it's too cool, it's too current. Like I would say Chupacabra sightings and Bigfoot sightings are like the two most commonly reported on things out there. Mothman is an honorable mention because I mean, you hear about it, But like Chupacabra, that's like on a daily out there down south.
The goat sucker.
The goat sucker. Like, yeah, the goat sucker is like, it's in the news. People hunt for this thing on the regular. And also Bigfoot. Like, that's one of those regular run-of-the-mill cryptids that's always, it's a solid. So much news behind it, yet so little results. You know, that's how I'm basing this whole thing on, is just, it's this whole cryptid game. It's, for those of you listening, make sure you play along. Make sure you leave your comments in the video, your top 5 cryptids, because we can have fun with it. You know, it's all valid until it's not.
Like, it's all about fun.
It's all about fun.
But, yeah, tell us your top 5, and tell us, like, you know, hey, you've heard of this one, you haven't heard. What's something that you haven't, that maybe this is the first time you've heard of?
Yeah.
Because the Mandy Bear, or whatever his name is, that's the first, I've never heard of that one before.
Yeah, the Mandy Bear. It's the
Mandy Bear, the Handy Bear, whatever it is, man.
No, but it's terrifying. It's like half hyena, half ape, and half bear. It's like the description of this
man bear pig.
Yeah, man bear pig. It's something so ridiculous, out of left field. You're like, oh my god, whatever it is has to stop living. Like, that's terrifying to me. But the world is so massive, and there's just so, well, that was kind of a stupid thing to say. Like, no shit, Daniel. Like, well, you know, the galaxy is so no, but I feel like there's so many unanswered questions and stuff, and I felt like a podcast about cryptids needed to happen at least once on my channel, because that's what a podcast is: diving into the unknown with just very vague answers. No one knows anything. I'll leave you guys with more questions than answers. That's my goal. But, man, you are welcome on the podcast anytime. We have these conversations off air all the time. Make sure all you guys check out the AV files, the AV files on Spotify. It is a good listen. It's a good place to rest your head at night. Put it that way. You know, you can get involved and just shut down and have that just terrorize your brain in a good way.
In a good way.
In a good way. You know, I mean, either way, they're going to get lost either on our YouTube rabbit hole or a Spotify podcast rabbit hole to go to sleep. Because I'm that kind of guy that needs something to listen to.
Yeah. I mean, again, this is my podcast. It's just about you know, having little conversations, easy conversations. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, crack a beer. Let's talk about it real quick.
That's the way to do it, man. That's the way to do it, man. But this was fun, man. I really appreciate you hopping on. Guys, you guys know what to do. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button. If you're listening to this on Spotify, make sure you go to the AV files, and follow them. Follow them. Follow him. Follow him. He's right here.
Follow us.
Follow us. Follow us.
Follow us.
But I will tag all the links to your stuff in the description of the video. So that is what I will do. Guys, much love, much love. Thank you for hanging out with us today. And make sure you unplug and do something legendary. And we'll see you on the next podcast. All right. Later, guys.